My name is Brianna Preston, and I would like to thank you guys for being here today for this presentation on distracted driving. So I'm going to start by asking us a few questions. How many of us get a text while driving and have an urge to look and see who it was, read it, or even respond? Okay. Well, how many of us know that it's illegal to text and drive? Okay. Well, how many of us know how dangerous it is for us and those around us for us to text and drive? Okay. Well, despite the law and despite how dangerous it could be, how many of us still take that text or take that quick call? Okay. Well, I appreciate y'all's honesty, but unfortunately there's a police car outside here to arrest you. Okay, I'm just kidding. Today I'm kidding, but later on it could be actually serious for you. No matter what the circumstances are, at no point should anyone be operating a vehicle while using their phone. First, because your eyes should never leave the road. Second, because you're endangering yourself and those around you. And then last, because so many states have made it illegal to do so. The purpose of today's speech is to persuade you, the audience, to refrain from using your phones while operating a vehicle by giving you specific reasons and results of such actions. We will begin by discussing the results of taking your eyes off the road, and despite how long it may be. Next, we will discuss the people who are affected by your negligence. And finally, we will discuss the law and how they act under these circumstances. So my point number one is that you should never take your eyes off the road, not even for a second. You may think that it's going to be 5 seconds max, but a lot can happen in 5 seconds while driving blind. Reading or sending a text message takes your eyes off the road for at least 5 seconds. That's how long it takes to drive the length of a football field if you're going 55 miles per hour. So imagine doing that with your eyes closed. A lot can happen. Texting makes accidents 23 times more likely. Dialing a number makes them 2.8 times more likely. Talking and listening on the phone makes it 1.3 times as likely to have an accident. And simply reaching for your phone makes it 1.4 times as likely for you to get into a car accident. Approximately 25% of all motor vehicle crashes are fatal due to distracted driving, and teenagers have been the largest group reported for such accidents, resulting in 58% of teen crashes caused by distracted driving. In 2015, 391,000 people were injured due to distracted driving accidents, and in addition, 3,477 people were actually killed in distracted driving accidents. According to the Department of Motor Vehicles, 9 people in the U.S. are killed each day as a result of crashes involving distracted drivers. My second point is that it affects you, but not only you. It affects those around you as well. First, you should consider the safety risk of your own life and anyone else's who's riding with you. Is it really worth that phone call or that text message to risk your life or your kids or your friends? I'm sure that the person that you're texting will also feel guilty if something happens to you. Next, you should consider other motorists. When you text and drive, that you endanger everyone that you're sharing the road with. The driver, their friends, or even worse, their innocent children. What about the families back at home who love them and who are going to miss them if something happens to them because you wanted to text somebody and say, LOL, you're hilarious, or, whatever you say. Would you still be laughing at that point? Okay. Lastly, when you're using a mobile device while driving down the street or neighborhoods, you should consider any pedestrians. Humans tend to be much smaller than vehicles. You can put yourself in their shoes. Imagine going out to get your mail one day and being suddenly knocked off your feet by a distracted driver. Or even worse, imagine your child darting out into the street running after their basketball and being killed by somebody who was texting and driving. Do you want to become the guilty verdict? You want to be that person that killed somebody's kid? My last point is going to be that 48 out of the U.S.'s 50 states have made using a phone while driving illegal of some sort. In majority of these states, texting while driving is a primary offense, and in many, simply because being on the phone is also an offense. This means when you're caught, you will be pulled over and ticketed for the offense. This results in a misdemeanor fine of $100 to $500 in the state of Texas. If you're texting while driving causing an accident resulting in injuries, this offense is elevated to a Class A misdemeanor, which is punishable by fines ranging from $100 to $4,000 and up to a year in jail. If the accident results in fatalities, the offense is elevated to the second degree manslaughter, which is punishable by fines from $2,500 to $250,000, depending on the state, and up to 15 years in prison for second degree manslaughter. Are you ready to drop your life goals and go to jail, become somebody's bunkie? I don't think so. So, after reviewing all of the consequences of distracted driving, I can definitely say that I will think twice before reaching for my phone or talking on the phone or texting, whatever. I won't even reach for my phone. No matter what I do, I'll need to keep my eyes on the road at all times. I need to avoid endangering myself and those around me, and I'll need to refrain from breaking the law by using my cell phone or becoming distracted while operating a vehicle. If I need navigation, I'll set it up before leaving the house, and I'll plug it up to my aux cord. That way I can avoid looking at my device. I will also pull over and put my car in park if I need to make a phone call or text, and I recommend the same for you. I don't want to be the cause of anyone's death, and I see you guys don't want to either. So I would hope that you would make some changes in your recent behavior. And I want to thank you guys for being here today, and I want y'all to be safe. All right.